Like any good sitcom, people's lives went back to normal after the whole ordeal with Bart the Fart being deleted from existence. Thinking back, I don't even think they held a funeral or a memorial for him. Anyway, months after, our teacher got sick and had to take a whole week off. So we had a male substitute teacher who everyone hated. He was super strict and didn't let us do anything fun. And since he was close friends with the teacher, he graded our assignments and didn't give us participation credit. What a douche, right? Well, I got Micah and another friend Chin Chin to skip class with me after lunch, and then we go back to class after third recess. A perfect plan to play all afternoon. We blended in with the other students during recess and all was fine, or so I thought. I didn't realize that Mr. Douche kept a mental record out of all the students and quickly figured out that Micah, Chin Chin, and I were skipping class. The next day, as we were heading to lunch, he pulled us to the side and said he would accompany us to the cafeteria. "I know you boys skipped class yesterday," he scorned us, "and I won't let you do it again." Did I mention he told us this in front of everyone? I was mortified, and I couldn't respond with anything because my head was just filled with thoughts of what the other kids thought. Chin Chin didn't care, he went along with it, maybe he was too scared to react. I couldn't really tell since his fat chin gets in the way of him expressing his own emotions. But Mr. Douche got his way and kept us within his company all afternoon. During third recess that day, we huddled up and made plans against this a-hole. "Maybe we should give up. You know, you don't have to stick with us, right?" I told him. But he seemed like he had nowhere else to go. Looking back, I think my hunch was correct. What if we skipped the rest of the day? He wouldn't suspect anything and he would never follow us to recess every day. It's perfect. "We'd never get away with it." Chin Chin kept butting in. As much as I hated to hear his defeated banter, he was right. Even if the sub didn't catch us, one of the recess duties definitely would. However, I had an idea that would guarantee us freedom. How about we just hide somewhere and wait there and talk or play some truth or dare until school lets out and we can go home? It'd be fun. They both jumped to the idea, and a minute before the whistle went off, we hid just behind a small bush near the edge of the playground. We saw a man peeking through. What are you kids doing here?" "Oh no, you're a recess duty scout, aren't you?" I asked, ready to accept defeat and go back to class. He grinned, kind of maliciously. "Well, I am a recess duty, but I'm kind of on a secret mission. You see, I'm Shaggy and this is Scooby-Doo. Say something, boy." His voice shook a bit as if he was really nervous talking to kids or something. "I'm not stupid, mister." His throat doubled in size as he took a large gulp of his own fear. "I know dogs can't talk." You're right," he said. But I promise this is the real dog from the movies." "Oh my god. Seriously?" I asked. "We're on a mission. It's super classified though, and Fred would hang me for my nuts if I told anyone." "Come on, tell us. Maybe we can help you," I asked. "I'm allergic to nuts," Michael said. He looked around. "Okay, maybe I can tell you, but you have to promise to keep it a secret." We all pulled out our pinkies and he shook all three. My mouth dropped. No way. Here was Scooby-Doo and Shaggy and I would be working under them. I could drop out of school and be a part of the gang. "So there's this monster, right? That the gang has been trying to catch, right? But it can shapeshift, and last week it was shaped like a little girl." "Hey!" Chin Chin interrupted him. "What's wrong?" "We have lots of girls here. What if one of them is a shapeshifter?" Oh my gosh, our first mystery. "Precisely. Now I need you three to go find out where this monster is hidden. Since she's a shapeshifter, it could be anyone. So it's crucial you keep quiet about it. Bring me any girl, so I can take her back to the lab and experiment on her." We agreed, and he reminded us to never mention this to anyone in case we accidentally talked to the shapeshifter. He told us to meet him in this exact spot anytime during the day since he was always on the lookout during school hours. If he was this dedicated to his job, then this must be one serious monster. I couldn't sleep that night. The only thing I could think of was the monster taking form of its true self and killing us all. A rampage fueled with terror and anger that would destroy the entire planet. Everyone that I know and love would all vanish, and it was up to me to stop this mess by getting this thing to Shaggy. The next morning, Mr. Douchebag already had Micah and Chin Chin to his side. "You little twerps have skipped enough class. I'm calling your parents, but you'll be explaining to them why you missed class." His face was about to melt from the blood boiling in him. "Wait, I can explain," I shouted. "Oh really?" He crossed his arms. I looked around and everyone seemed normal. He needed to be aware of its existence, but at the same time I couldn't let him know about our mission. But I also didn't want my mom to find out about me skipping class. She'd keep a noose around my neck and wouldn't let me do anything fun. "Are you gonna give me a good reason?" I thought it was a half day. He grabbed me by the arm and threw me on a seat. "You're calling your mom first," he told me as he pulled up the phone. But I don't know my house number." "That's fine, because here's a list with everyone's on it. And Ruby, you're down here." He dialed the number and the phone began to ring. I could barely hold the phone in my hand. I couldn't remember when I had started shaking so bad. Either I had to deal with the destruction and end of this planet by the hands of the shape-shifting demon, or face the wrath of my mom. Each ring took longer. They felt like minutes, hours. My clothes were soaked in sweat and I could start to smell my own body odor. The phone kept ringing. Micah and Chin Chin were both shaking too, anticipating their turn.
Hello?
For once, the sound of my mom's voice made me want to vomit. Mom?
What's wrong, Ruby? Did you forget something at home?
Well, get on it. I looked at Micah and Chin Chin. No. Micah began looking down as if he knew that I would come clean and betray our secret mission. And he was right. There's a shapeshifter at school and it's going to kill us all! I hung up, kicked the substitute in the crotch, and ran out the door. I told everyone to run after me where it's safe. Only a few students followed. The substitute got up but could barely run. We made it to the bush where Shaggy was yesterday.
Why did you guys bring so many? I said one at a time.
I know, but I found a shapeshifter. It's him! I pointed towards the substitute teacher who had gained to us. Shaggy began running. Where are you going, Shaggy? We found it! Come back! He's gonna kill us! Well, I've never seen the sub so angry. If Shaggy was this scared of him, then there was no doubt that this monster was beyond unstoppable. But he ran past us and tackled Shaggy. I couldn't stand behind and watch him attack him, so I jumped behind the substitute and tightly choked him. He squirmed before throwing me off and got a couple punches into Shaggy. Kids, get away from this man! He's dangerous! Shaggy, this is the shapeshifter. It wasn't the little girl.
Bro, stop telling him the details of the plan. He's going to kill us.
Micah reassured me, and he was right. But the substitute kept beating him down. Any last words? He asked Shaggy. I wish I could do something, but there was nothing to do. Shaggy pointed past me. That's a shapeshifter. I looked behind me and the girl transformed into the hideous beast. I thought I was bloodied and fine. She started picking up the kids and throwing them around, eating them one by one. I got behind him, and to be honest, I can't remember if I pissed my pants or not. Shaggy stood up, spitting blood. Let me kill it. He laughed awkwardly and ran towards the monster. He punched it with a strong punch, stronger than anything my kid life has ever seen, but it wasn't good enough. The monster picked Shaggy up and ate half his body and threw the other half away. Oh, no. We're going to die. The world, the universe, we're all dead! The monster grew twice in size and looked down at me. The sub rushed in front of me and told me to run away. But I was petrified. My feet molded to the ground. The sky flashed for a second. A voice roaring from the clouds told to the world. The face of what I assumed to be a deity unveiled itself with eyes of terror. It shot lasers from its eyes and the monster exploded. I was blinded for a few seconds, and when reality came to focus, a giant crater was in our playground. The face was no longer in the sky. The substitute stood up and gathered us all back into the classroom. For the rest of the year, the playground was closed and we had to spend recess indoors, which sucked because we could no longer ditch class. The substitute didn't even acknowledge Micah, Chin Chin, or me for his remaining time, which was kinda nice, I guess. Still, to this day, who was that being that saved the entire universe from the shape-shifting monster?